If you had one wish, what would you wish for? Wealth, fame, power, hate, or Dragon Ball seeking? I just need one wish to make my waifu real. Can they beat Goku? Savi. One thing I love about Dragon Ball is the Dragon Ball aspect of it. I feel like a lot of people forget that Dragon Ball was about those magical balls that can grant almost any wish. The series nowadays is more associated with the outlandish fights and the mini transformations. Not that Dragon Balls aren't part of the series anymore, but they've for sure taken a back seat to focus on other things. With that in mind, I want to talk about what the Dragon Balls are. If you don't know anything about the balls, spoilers ahead. There are several different types of Dragon Balls, but only focusing on a few, each sharing a common theme. Gather all the balls, summon the Eternal Dragon. The wish's powers are tied to the powers and abilities of its creator. Yeah, that's right, creator. Dragon Balls didn't just appear one day. With the exception of one, each were created by Namekians, the race that Piccolo is. Lastly, if the creator of the balls dies, the balls will no longer work. 2-star Earth Dragon Balls are approximately 3 inches, close to the size of baseballs. These balls we spend the most time with, and the ones you've probably seen, the iconic orange color with red stars. These were created by Kami and later recreated by Dende. During Kami's era, the balls could perform one wish, but during Dende's era, could perform 3 wishes. Depending on the wish, such as reviving multiple people, can take up 2 wishes. Again, there are limitations. Can't revive someone who's been revived once before, or the person has been dead for more than a year, or has died from natural causes. Can't kill a person whose power exceeds that of its creator, so you can't just wish for Beerus to be killed because, you know, god of destruction and all. Just some very specific things like transform a biomechanical type android back into an ordinary human being. You know, wishes everyone wants, normal things. That isn't all the limitations, but a few notable ones. Again, we spend the most time with these balls, so they have been used a lot in canon and non-canon. Example, Dragon Ball Z movies. Some notable wishes: Oolong wishes for a pair of panties, wishes for Goku to be revived, erases everyone's memory of Majin Buu, knowledge of Super Saiyan God, the revival of Frieza. Bulma uses them for cosmetic improvements to her own body. These balls have been used and abused a lot, which I'll come back around for. Shenron is just a classic design. There's nothing wrong with it. It's utter perfection. Next, the Namekian Dragon Ball is very similar in appearance to the Earth balls, but a size of basketballs instead. These balls were created by a Grand Elder from planet Namek. Notably, these were made from pieces of the original set of Dragon Balls, the Super Dragon Balls, which I'll talk about later. Unlike the Earth balls that literally everyone and their mothers have used, these were not used as much. Planet Namek's Dragon Balls require a password to summon the Dragon of Dreams, Perunga.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Then the wisher has to speak the native Namekian language. Perunga is the first time we see Dragon being able to grant multiple wishes. Some key differences is Perunga can revive a person multiple times, one dead person per wish. You can do groups of people, but can revive a person no matter how long they've been dead for. But after the massacre that was the Frieza saga, Perunga was modified to revive masses of people. Once used, it only takes 130 days for these balls to be restored, which is 1 year on planet Namek. These balls are never shown scattering like the Earth balls, but only in video games. Notable wishes: wishing to restore planet Earth back after being destroyed twice, wishing for all Namekians on Earth to be transported back to New Namek, and a decent amount of things in the Super manga, which I won't spoil since I didn't even know these until now. Perunga is such a menacing looking dragon, a contrast to the other dragons which are all serpent-like. Perunga is one meaty dude. Next is the last set of balls created on Earth are the Black Star Dragon Balls. Orange with black stars, these were created by a no-name Namekian. This nameless person who was Kami and King Piccolo before they split into 2 people. Some deep Dragon Ball lore for you. These are exclusive to Dragon Ball GT and only ever used in the series. Same size as the regular Earth balls, but instead summon Ultimate Shenron. These wishes can be used to kill people, and wishes so strong that regular Shenron cannot reverse, such as turning Goku back into an adult when he was wishing to a kid again. These do not turn into stone like others, but instead scatter across the universe, and if all 7s are not collected in 1 year's time, the negative energy from the Black Star balls will cause the planet to explode. My headcanon is, since the nameless Namekians split into 2 people, Kami, King Piccolo, the Black Star balls turned into stone at the lookout and forgotten about. But since Piccolo and Kami eventually fused into one being again, returned them back to normal for Pilaf to find. These balls were only ever used twice, first when Pilaf wished for Goku to be a kid again, and for that one wish by Baby Vegeta for a new planet. GT is weird. I really like the coloring of Ultimate Shenron, it's dope looking. Now, the Cerulean Balls, and something I just learned about in the making of this video. I am not up to date on the Dragon Ball Super manga, so all this was new to me, but more importantly, spoilers ahead for the manga. A very unique set of balls, orange with red stars or in a trailer with black stars. These balls are the size of ping pong balls, but interestingly are only 2 balls instead of the traditional 7. Very similar to the Namekian balls, just require a password to summon Tarambo. These are tied to the last Namekian on planet Cerulean Minato. These do not turn into stone, it can be used as long as they are found. It is unknown what limitation to these balls are, and currently the only set of Dragon Balls that increase a person's strength substantially. Uniquely, depending on the wish, might require a cost or a price, such as the loss of one's remaining lifespan. I won't spoil any of these wishes, but man oh man, this is some weird shit. In my opinion, Tarambo is one of the coolest looking eternal dragons in the series. It is not red, green, or yellow, but this white color. Such a cool design and helps it stand out from the rest. Okay, now for the last set of balls I briefly mentioned before. The Super Dragon Balls is a set of 7 planet-sized Dragon Balls. They are close to the size of planet Neptune and were created by the dragon god Super Shenron, the first known set of Dragon Balls, which led to the creation of the Namekians creating their own set of balls. Similar to Namek's balls, one has to use the language of the gods and chant, "Come forth, dragon gods, and grant my wish, pretty please." Once used, the balls will scatter across universes 6 and 7 and must wait the lifespan of a cockroach, aka 1 year. Literally, there are no limitations to these balls, but only one wish can be used. 2 notable wishes: Beerus wishes for Universe 6 Earth to be brought back with a fully operating civilization, and Zamasu swapping bodies with Goku, in which creates the cool ass Goku Black. It is literally the biggest out of all the dragons, dwarfing planets in size. The gold look is cool, but I prefer regular Shenron. That's it, that's all the Dragon Balls. I didn't even know that Super added another set of unique balls. That's super cool, haha. I've always found it interesting how creative they have to get with wishes. Like they have to use Namek's balls to wish for Earth back, then use the Earth balls to revive all the people back. I always found that part fun. I think a lot at the time people forget there are limitations to the balls and just can't make any wish. Out of context, death in this series seems pointless, but watching it helps build tension and works well sometimes. Yeah, they were for sure overused, but it is still called Dragon Ball. Just remember, if you aren't careful enough or fast enough, someone will wish for panties. Wait, Savi, what about the Dark Dragon Balls or the Special Dragon Balls, the ones for Dragon Ball Heroes? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What's your take on the Dragon Balls? What is your favorite set of Dragon Balls or your favorite Eternal Dragon? I really like the Cerulean Dragon and the way the Black Stars look. If you want more Dragon Ball content, check out these other 2 videos, what Dragon Ball means to me and what's the vibe with Piccolo. This has been your local DBZ nerd, Savi. This has been The Vibes. See ya.